Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are back after a week hiatus. We've got a bunch of football. Like, literally, me and Ben were talking in the pre-show. So much football to talk about. We are both beyond stacked. But before we get to that, everybody, welcome back to another weekly edition of Timeout Talks, which is brought to you by Chase and Throws custom t-shirts and accessories, and is also sponsored by the Ice Shaker, the only bottle you will ever need. Go buy your custom Timeout Talks apparel via www.chaseandthrows.com and on Amazon as well. And you can purchase your Ice Shakers at www.iceshaker.com. I completely forgot. We'll be doing a giveaway soon. That slipped my mind, but just quickly stay on hold for that. And as always, recently, as you guys may know, we are now streaming on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Ben, we had an extraordinary week one. We seen my Cowboys falter. Dak Prescott got hurt. We're going to kick things off with you guys in Pittsburgh in an absolute thriller. I mean, that game was probably the most entertaining game of the week. We had Aaron Rodgers underperform. We had the Vikings and Justin Jefferson absolutely lit up the show. The Colts, even had a tie. The Patriots underperformed. Chiefs did their thing. We've got so much to recap for week one. Ben, kick us off with the Steelers. I know you've got to just be so happy.
I still can't believe it, Josh. I still remember the game starting off with, and my buddy Dan saying, Steelers just got a pick six. I thought I was, just to be honest, I thought I was on drugs or something. I didn't know what was going on. I did not expect that first play of the game. Well, I don't believe it was the first drive of the game. Might have even been the first play. I don't know. I was just so stoked. I just couldn't believe what was going on. Pick sixes, and then to get, I believe it was 5 on them. Actually, I believe it was 4 picks, 1 fumble. But it just caused that many turnovers on that offense. Which, I mean, listen, the Bengals did come back after. We can't forget that as Steelers fans. It was one of the tighter contested games out there. Obviously, they had the tie out there with the Colts and Texans, but I mean, this, like Josh had mentioned, I think this was the game of the week. Obviously, I thought we were done. Again, coming through, even though he had that not pass interference, unnecessary roughness. Listen, I don't even want to get into some of those calls, but listen, that's on him. And he just, as a leader as he is, he came back and he proved his worth. He proved why he's the captain over here, fixed his mistakes, blocking that PAT. I'm still shocked by that. I still couldn't believe that happened. And then both, obviously, McPherson, I mean, he was been money all last season. And just to have him miss that field goal, that was shocking right there. Obviously, Boz with the doink. That was 55. So I was a little more, prepared for a miss right there. But just to be so close right there, that little knuckleball off to the left, and he came back and to the right, it looked good. And then, obviously, as I just said, the classic doink, everybody heard that one. That was just a hell of a game, Josh. And I just can't believe we won that one. And those are usually the games, where we lose, and it's just sort of head scratching, and it just shows you the grit that this team has. But I'm not going to let them totally out the doghouse. The Bengals did come back. I mean, then the Bengals double up us on yardage. Joe Burrow was just carving us up. Jeff coming in here. That's not going to be. We'll get to that one eventually. Chi also coming in here on yardage with the Cowboys fans. We will get there. Don't worry. We will get there. I don't think it's, let's just say I don't think it's over yet for the Cowboys. I'm just going to tease that right now. It's not over yet for the Cowboys. I'm going to put that out there, so stay tuned for that one. Charlie coming over here. Yeah, one of my other points too, as a Steelers fan, let's not all go too crazy right now. Still had 5 turnovers, or we almost lost. So that's something we got to figure out. Offenses. I'm ready for the Kenny Pickett show. Right now, I'm already sort of done with Mitch. This one's going to be a big game right now against the Patriots. Yeah, listen, I mean, as Chi pointed out, we can't have those games, especially TJ Watt losing him for 6 weeks. It is confirmed today. Not out for the season. Thank God for that one. That was a huge one right there. So it's looking like timetable probably 6 weeks for him. He's not going to end up needing surgery for it. But this offense is a problem. Just especially with the Najee injury too. I just don't know if Mitch is going to be able to produce what we need with some of the wide receivers we have out there. Some of those deep balls I missed. I might be ready for Kenny Pickett, Josh. But to sum up this sort of rant, it was a hell of a game for us. One of the best week ones I've seen in a while for the Steelers and just in general in the NFL. I'm just glad we were the ones. To be honest, I wasn't. If you told me, before this week, out of us 3 teams right now, Pats, Steelers, Cowboys, I would not have said we were going to be the one team that wins out of those 3. I would put the money on the Cowboys, but I'm just glad that we got this win, and let's go. Let's welcome the Patriots into Pittsburgh. Let's go, because I wasn't expected to be 1-0 up against the Patriots, so this changes up the whole season.
I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm going to be in attendance at that game.
Josh, we
got Cody, Tony, we got Rob, Kyle. We've got a big group going. Yeah, Rob.
What jersey's going to wear? Everyone's going
to... I am so glad that you asked that. The number 1 Baker Mayfield fan, the number 1 Browns guy who literally jumped ship for them. Yeah. What else? Lamar Jackson jersey owner. Amari Cooper. Oh no, they're not in your division, the Raiders. Never mind, excuse me. Does he have... I don't know, but anyways, massive Browns owner. He is going to be wearing a Jerome Bettis jersey. I think he should not be allowed to go into Steel City, Heinz Field, whatever the hell you want to call it now, and wear one of those jerseys.
Sure. We'll call it Heinz, though.
Yeah, I'll still call it Heinz, Ben. That's also a joke, too.
Yeah, it's Acra, sure, yeah, but we'll call it Heinz, Josh. You got it. Come on.
That's just... I heard they even got rid of the ketchup bottle. That's where we're supposed to be sitting by. We're supposed to be sitting near the ketchup bottle. They
did it for the money. Yeah, I gotta double check that. I gotta double check to see if that's gone. I'm not gonna put that out there yet, but most likely it's probably gone. But did it for the money, Josh. I'm sorry, but trust me, when you're out there, keep calling it Heinz. Everyone's gonna respect that from you.
I will. And that's another thing that these fans are going to respect is the honesty. Robert should not, and I'm calling him by his first name, he knows. I wish he's in here. Rob, I'm literally telling him, I'm not going to allow you to wear that jersey. And I know him. He's going to walk up to fans. Oh, I've been a fan since yada, yada, yada. And he's going to lie to these fans, knowing damn well when the Browns beat the Steelers in the playoffs, he was wearing that Baker Mayfield jersey and all over Cody for that loss. So I know we're kind of derailed, but super excited to go to the game, Ben. And yeah, come on. I know you're a diehard Steelers fan. Marianne and Nick DeVossa too. Let's get more of the Steelers fans in here to kind of chirp on Rob, because I don't think you guys should respect that or appreciate that he's just going to absolutely bandwagon and pony up. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Even the legend, I mean, Josh, the legend, he's wearing the legend bus jersey. I mean, that's tough. I would have been all right. Go wear, I don't know, go get a Juju jersey or something. Go get Juju. Go get somebody on the team, Rob. Don't wear the bus, man. The bus is a legend. I can't have you wearing that. I know he's going to wear it anyway. That was nothing stopping him. He's the ultimate troll, so we got to give it to him on that. But just excited for you guys over there. And so I'm just a little distracted too. Some of these comments in here. Marianne saying, come on, don't give up on Mitch yet. I'm going to give him a little more time. Yeah, we'll let you get there too. And for some betting advice, take the under on that Pats Steelers. I'm going to have to agree with that one. Both abysmal offensive performances from week 1. We'll get into the Pats too, but the Steelers offense just... if Deontay doesn't make that catch, I just don't know what else we did that week 1. I just pretty confused.
It's I've got Nick coming in here. Bring back some Iron City beer. That's a good one. I overall with the Steelers, I thought tremendous job on defense, and Mike Tomlin too. Again, just tip of the hat to him. He just continues to prove me wrong. I thought for sure the Bengals were gonna not whoop up on them because I have respect in the Steelers defense, and I know divisional game at home, first game of the year. I thought maybe they win by like a touchdown, but I was extremely impressed with the Steelers. I know, as Ben mentioned, they were kind of abysmal, and they really did let that lead slide. But hey, they won the game. You won the game. Chris Boswell had a second chance to hit a field goal. I knew he was going to hit it. I looked at Cody, even though in the height of the moment, he didn't care what I'm going to say. I said he's going to nail it. He's got ice in his veins. It shouldn't have even gotten that far. I agree, Ben, though. I agree and I disagree. I think week one, it's early. They still got to hash out some offense, and this is going to sound very hypocritical of me because I'm going to be ready for a rant a little bit later for the Cowboys. That will come. But I think for the Steelers side of things, I'm not ready to give up on Mitch yet. He didn't turn the ball over. He had no interceptions. He did his thing. He played well. He kind of reminded me of Mariota in Tennessee, just kind of charge the ball down. He has some weapons now. I think these are things that they're going to hash out down the line, and you'll see. I'll say I am 90% sure that the Steelers will play a lot better on offense, especially against a banged up Patriots secondary, or defense, whatever. They're going through a lot there. But overall, I thought the Steelers did what they had to do. They won the game, and this is what you need, Ben. This is what we've talked about. We talked about this before the season. We're talking about this during the season. All the Steelers need to do is just manage games. The defense is going to hopefully put them in positions to kind of win football games, and just, if you're Mitch Trubisky, just manage the game. You don't have to be, you don't have to be Patrick Mahomes. You don't have to be Aaron Rodgers and make these flashy plays. As long as you don't create turnovers and you drive the ball down the field, rely on Najee Harris, who I know he had an underwhelming game. Trust me, I'm a fantasy owner. It hurt me. He was able to find the end zone, but underwhelming game. As long as you can rely on your defense and a good ground game from Najee Harris, I think the Steelers will be competitive this year. I'm still sticking to 9-8, but I think Ben's being a little hard on them. I think that's a great win. And it's hard to not be hard on your team, trust me. But I think that's a great win, and I am nowhere close to benching Mitch yet. Ben, that kind of surprised me from Ben because I know how negative he was about that Kenny Pickett pick. But if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm pumped. I'm hoorahing. Right now, you got all the momentum going into the second week 2 here. The Patriots are coming off of a loss. We'll get to those predictions a little bit later in the show, but Ben, I'd say B+ performance because I know they turned the ball over 5 times. That is going to catch up to you. But overall, looking at the box score and just watching the game, they did a tremendous job. And I just want to say one thing on the opposite side of things here. What is going on with Joe Burrow's protection? They went out, they got Lyle Collins, they got Connor Williams. They stacked up for this poor kid, and it did not work out well. I think Dylan said something like within the last... I don't want to butcher the stat, but it was something insane. Within the last 4 games, he's been sacked over 9 times or something like that for Joe Burrow. So they've got to clean that up. Dallas needs to take advantage of that week too. But Steelers did great, Ben. A couple other key points in week 1. Aaron Rodgers. I want to say one thing. And I'm going to go back to this. I had the Packers winning that game. Ben didn't. I also apologize. I wasn't able to get our records there yet. However, for come Thursday night, we'll have our week 2 picks, and then Ben's record will be on the top. Mine will also be on the top for you guys who do want to pay attention to that. And next week we'll pay more attention to it. But back to the Aaron Rodgers thing. I want to say one thing. RELAX. Aaron Rodgers referred to this however many years ago. They lost last year in week 1. Everybody needs to calm down. They're going to be fine. That's a tough Vikings team that, kind of needed to take that step forward. Rodgers is going to be fine, Ben. I got faith in them. They're going up against the Bears. They own the Bears. This should be a roll in Green Bay. They're playing at home. Early little potential for a lock. Not saying that that's mine, but just throwing that one out there. And just a quick other couple things, and I'll hand it over to Ben as well. Tua time as well. I'll give you that, Jared. We wanted to talk about the Patriots. I'm not panicking yet if I'm the Patriots. I do have questions, and I think a lot of that stems around Bill Belichick and what he was able to kind of. I know James disagrees, but the Matt Patricia thing is kind of a joke. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
History points to the Dolphins owning them, so that's that. And one other thing before I hand it over to Ben, one thing I really, really want to get off my chest before we even get to the Cowboys too, because we still got plenty of time. Patrick Mahomes, I think, and this is going to sound like a hot take, it really is. I think he is enjoying football more than he has ever enjoyed it. I think it was a messy divorce with Tyreek Hill. You've seen Tyreek Hill making some chirps. I think Patrick Mahomes has all the range to just spread that ball around the field. And of course, before everybody starts to attack me in the comment section, it hurts losing a guy like Tyreek Hill, probably one of the most, actually not probably, the most explosive player in the league. But I think Patrick Mahomes is having his way. Just a great win on the road, and I'm done. I am done with the Patrick Mahomes disrespect and the people who said he was overrated last year when they started off bad and yada, yada, yada. We're done with that. He's the real deal. And if you didn't know that, you should know that by now. But week one, great, Ben. There's still some more stuff we're going to get to, but I want to turn it over to you with some of these games and what you think as well. Jared coming into a time, and Jeff Warren as well saying, before we say anything crazy, pull up Aaron Rodgers' first game last year. Thank you, Jeff. I said the same thing. RELAX.
Yeah, perfect, Jeff. Agreeing with you on that one right there, Jeff. In sync. And Jared, hey, that's pretty good right there. Just got a text right there. Just looking at some of the comments. Yeah, Tua time. Let's go. That was a big one right there. I mean, Miami. And that was just a great game to watch. Sorry, Josh. I got to get in my feelings a little. I always love seeing Pats get shellacked a little, but that's my bias coming in there. But I'm agreeing with you a little on that one. You just got to give Bill Belichick. You got to just trust him with this. But that's where I agree with a little. Matt Patricia, I don't know if I really like that, but I'm going to have to side with Bill and just ultimately just say, hey, you got to put faith in him and whatever he's doing. So obviously earned it with the amount of championships he's had. So we got to give it to him in that one. It'll be interesting to see how that offense develops, because if Ty Montgomery's the only one scoring for you guys, that's going to be a big issue for the Patriots. Just a second that, Josh, I don't know who was saying, I forgot that people were calling Mahomes overrated last year. I forgot about that little stretch. And that was on me too. I kind of said they weren't going to make the playoffs. He kind of shoved me up pretty good last year. This performance just was flawless. Like you said, if anybody was doubting, if it was just Tyreek who made Patrick Mahomes, they're sadly mistaken now. He was just unreal. Juju's going to, like I said, hey, I told everybody, Juju's going to do well over there. I think he's going to get some of those early days with Big Ben. Patrick Mahomes needed another go-to guy to just have in the slot. Another guy just to, if everything's down, he's obviously that guy Kelsey, but he's got another safety blanket in Juju now. Sky Moore had a nice catch. Mecole Hardman's there. A nice little touchdown for him. Mahomes just tossing the ball out. Clyde Edwards-Helaire even getting involved. So Patrick Mahomes, I was sort of giving a little debate now between him and Herbert, but yeah, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now without a question.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I got you, Josh. That was my Cardinals team. I liked this Cardinals team. And he just absolutely embarrassed them. The Chiefs absolutely annihilated them. The Cardinals got, for lack of a better word, and sorry to just say it again, they just got embarrassed straight up. They just didn't show up that game, and Patrick Mahomes tore them apart. Travis Kelce proved his best tight end again. Wish I took him in fantasy. It's a bad move on me. Most consistent guy out there, but just got to give it to them. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers. If Christian Watson doesn't drop that pass, Josh, it's a different game right there. They're down, tied up right there. So we can't give it too much on, like we said, relax. Watson and those young receivers will eventually pick it up, get on the same page as Rodgers, and not drop those easy balls, not drop those easy touchdowns. I believe in them. I believe that he'll get some there. Darius Smith, too, was also on a mission Sunday. Former Packer, him and Rodgers were checking it up over there. Those are friends over there. So he was going off over there. He wanted something in that game. So Vikings is going to be a lot more competitive in that division, Josh. But like the Cowboys and the, oh, I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say the Cowboys yet. I'm not going to say the Cowboys yet. But the Packers fans, relax. It's all right. You got it. But Raiders fans, I'm going to go over there. I'd be a little worrying if I was the Raiders and Broncos fans right now. I'm going to throw the Broncos in there too. What an awful coaching job last night from the Broncos. Very bad. Way worse than anything I've seen from Mike McCarthy. It's not even a shot. I know everyone's taking shots at Mike McCarthy. I just want to put that out there. Everyone's always loves taking shots at him, but that was just some. I got you. Yeah. I mean, that was just some of the worst coaching. What are we doing on that 4th and 4 last night? You got to go for it. I mean, you're paying the guy $264 million, and these other ones, you can't not go for it if you're gonna go for it on those other field goals. That would have put them in the lead. They would have just had to get a nice little field goal to put them 22-17. Instead they go for it and they fumble it down the red zone twice. Just not good looks for them at all. The Broncos, Russell Wilson, just especially in that division, not good looks for them, Josh. So, and up, sorry, Josh, cherry on top. You're welcome, everybody. Upset pick. I told everybody. The Bears over the Niners. That was my upset pick. I nailed it. Had sort of those Jets feelings from last year, Josh. Jets over the Bengals on this one. So I'm glad the Bears got it done for me.
Oh, 100%. That was an absolute rainstorm of a game. I just wanted to get to a couple comments here in the chat before. I haven't gotten my rant yet for the Cowboys. I got to do it. We're not ready to do our predictions for week 2 yet because there's still some more stuff that's coming in here in the comment section. We got Jared who commented earlier with the Tua time, and he asked, has Tua ever lost to the Patriots? I have a feeling he knows the answer to this question. No. He's 4-0 against the Patriots. Flawless record. That continues. Maybe the Patriots can get a little turn of the tide later on in the season. However, I was just going to quickly look. Oh, yeah, I had my lock of the week in the Ravens. Me and Ben both making it through the survivor pool. We had a lot of knockouts in week 1. Just want to quickly say that. And I had the Jags. They almost did it, Ben. I was rooting for them. The complete opposite of what Nick DeVosta went in the chat and said, how about the AFC South going winless and 2 of the teams playing against each other? I know, that's shout out to Jose and Jeff, the diehard Colts fans. That's hilarious. They talked so much trash about the Patriots week 1 and they ended up tying. And to answer Colin Holmes and Croissant Man, we talked about the Cam Akers yet. And is Darrell Henderson the RB1?
That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke, Josh. I'm going to just jump right in front of it just because I have Cam Akers in fantasy. He put up a 0 burger. It was tough.
Oh, trust me, I know, Ben. I had him out there too. Want to talk about urgency too? Like I heard Sean McVay. I love him as a coach. I think he's one of the best young coaches in the league, if not the best young coach in the league. I hated that comment. Oh, he needs to show more sense of urgency. To be fair, I don't think he ever really got a solid drive. I thought maybe they were flip-flop drives. They were bringing him out they gave him 3 snaps, and it was 2 of them were on one of them was on a 2-minute drill, a hurry-up drill. They brought him out there and ran him on a 2nd and 9 in the first half at the end, 2-minute drill. I didn't like that. And one of the other ones was he didn't pass block well. He's not a pass blocking running back. I know that's kind of something that you sign up for. I think Darrell Henderson's probably a little bit of a better pass blocking running back. So I was just kind of irritated by that. I'm actually really glad that they brought that up. I know they were kind of poking fun at you, but I had him as a fantasy owner too. I'm not starting him week 2. I think they're going to slowly try to bring him back into it. I know he had the Achilles injury and everybody kind of highlights that, but I don't like the lack of urgency. I thought that comment was kind of unneeded. Maybe, I mean, he obviously is the coach of the team, but I disagree with him in the moment. If you're going to give the guy 3 carries, I think the lack of urgency is on you, especially when you're losing the game. I thought Darrell Henderson played great, and he's always kind of been a great plug-in for them, but overall, I just didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And Charlie, the Titans killed so many different people in that survivor pool.
G-Man.
Wow, the Giants. And speaking of, the complete opposite, every single team besides the Cowboys in the NFC East wins a game. So the absolute opposite of the AFC South, every team losing a game and the 2 tie. Just the opposite. The Giants win, the Eagles win, the Commanders win. just can't catch a break in Dallas, and right now is a perfect time, Ben. Just get all your laughs out now. I know there's a bunch of people who I got some enemies out there who hate the Cowboys. I know people who want to see me disappointed, upset. That is an understatement. I woke up today, I woke up Monday, and I went to sleep Sunday all saying clown show. That was the first words that came out of my mouth. That's the theme of the week, Ben. It's absolute clown show. The offense is abysmal, and again, I was 100% right when I said prove me wrong. I also called the Noah Brown thing. I want to take real props in that because everybody was taking Jalen Tolbert to be the number 2. Noah Brown actually led the Cowboys in receiving, so I just want to tell that. I'll take wins when I can get them. But your quarterback goes down. You put up 3 points in the first game. You continue the penalty woes. I actually just seen something on Facebook that was a little encouraging, and I was glad to see. But again, that's not could be rainbows and unicorns, but that's fine. We didn't win the game, but I know that defense committed no penalties, and they did hold the Bucks to 19 points, which is pretty impressive. But you can have the cake, but you didn't win the game. Overall, Ben, just one thing I'm going to say this over and over and over again. They did not do anything in the offseason to help Dak Prescott and the boys. The offensive line, a joke. Dak was sacked 3 times. I know that that doesn't sound too bad just through the ear, but offense was abysmal. CeeDee Lamb, is he a number 1? Like, I'm really starting to question that. Dylan, I know everybody, you're overreacting. I'm seeing a common trend here in Dallas. I will say, having Gallup back, it is going to be a plus for us, but just clown show, circus. It's back in town, ladies and gentlemen. Nick DeFoster, will the Texans have a better record? I don't know. I've gone back and forth. I'm going to hand this over to Ben in a second, see what he thinks, but I've gone absolutely back and forth. Dak Prescott, they said 6-8 weeks. Now they came out with a report today saying 4 weeks. I've talked to a couple people. James, I know he's not an expert. He said he had a similar injury. He said 4 weeks is like definitely not true. I know the Russell Wilson thing last year, that was like 8 to 9 weeks. They said they're not putting him on the IR, so that's a bit of good news. Do you make a trade for a quarterback? That's been something on my mind. My gut says lean towards starting Cooper Rush this week. See how it goes. He has proven that he can get the job done. And overall, Ben, I think all we need to do is go 3 for 3 in the next 3 weeks. But I see Ben's getting a little bit of love here in the comments. But I'm at a loss for answers. I think you roll out Cooper Rush for this game. You're at home. I'm calling on Zeke. I'm calling on Pollard. I'm calling on Parsons. Annihilate that offensive line for the Bengals. And just try to keep it a manageable game. Try to mimic what the Steelers did. Make things difficult for Burrow. And pray. Pray for an upset. Pray for a remake of that Dallas in Minnesota game where that was absolutely insane. But Ben, it's looking real grim early in Dallas, and I don't know. They need to do something because 9-8's even looking like a stretch.
Josh is lost right now. Josh is not feeling good. And listen, I wouldn't be totally out of it right now, Josh. I'd still give you guys a little leeway with it, even though that Jimmy News and saying it takes a little longer than 4 weeks is kind of hurting me right there for this prediction. I was going to give a little leeway to the Cowboys and say let's not panic completely. It's still very early, week 1. Like we said, not going on the IR. That's huge. I'll get some of these comments too. I was laughing with the Rob. Yes, you got my Sirius XM email in there. You better wear that Jerome Bettis jersey over there. Colin talking about CD's production without Dak. It's not going to be anything. Colin, hey, Mary. What's going on, Mary? And no, so Colin, that CD production will fall off. Colin also took a shot at me earlier for the Cam Akers one. Colin also drafted Javonte Williams in the first round at the 7th overall pick. So I'm just gonna let everybody soak that one in. Yeah, got you Colin on there. But it was just like Josh said, abysmal performance from Dallas. It was just tough to watch. Kind of stopped watching it. Kind of started watching House of Dragons. The Bucks were just killing them. The Cowboys weren't able to move the ball anything on that Bucks defense. I thought it was going to be somewhat of a sort of that game last year. I believe it was last year, that crazy shootout. It might have been 2 years ago. I kind of forget. But that whatever. Nonetheless, just that crazy shootout. I thought it was going to be sort of a similar game to that. It just was not. Bucks defense just controlled everything. Everybody coming in there. Yeah, Javonte. Yeah, I was about to say Rob's coming in there too with the Jimmy. Yeah, I had the same reaction, but we gotta trust Jimmy on that a little. He lived through it. Don't have to trust him completely, but we'll trust him a little. We'll give him a little leeway on that. But hearing this other news, as Josh put it out there, saying this injury could go a little longer, the 8 to 9 weeks scares me a little longer.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
they said, I know Russell Wilson had 8 to 9 weeks. They said 6 to 8 weeks, but then they came out today saying surgery went better than expected. Maybe 4 weeks. They're saying he could be back within 4 games. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, sorry, I just was telling you.
No.
Like, they actually came out today and said it should be earlier than 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know how feasible that is with a broken thumb. Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but I hope.
Yeah, we're not doctors over here.
Yeah, I don't know, but I hope Jerry Jones is not like rushing. Like, I don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that's why. Hey, feel free to jump in there, Josh, too. Whenever I just still don't know. It's a situation. I've been monitoring this TJ Watt and all these other injuries. You know, they give us all these timetables, 6 weeks to season-ending injury. You know, Dak, obviously, the 6 to 8 week one. So all these timetables are getting thrown out. There's just so much information. But I mean, listen, if Dak could come back that 4 to 6 week time period, that'd be huge. Obviously, 4 is the best. I'd probably, if he misses 7 weeks, I still think there's a chance for the Cowboys to scrape something together again, a wild card. Unfortunately, you know, as Josh mentioned, every single team won in the NFC East. So the NFC East is looking a little, it's not looking like the NFC East anymore. I mean, the Commanders got a decent team over there. Eagles showed out, obviously, with those offseason acquisitions. And I mean, if Saquon's back and can play like that this whole season and give somewhat that production, I mean, the G-men aren't going to be a hard out, are going to be a hard out too. They're not going to be just this easy opponent. So you got to factor that in with the injury from Dak as well. So, I mean, obviously, if you get back in 4 weeks, I think Cowboys are fine. You know, we're good to go. If you get into that 7 or 8 weeks, I think, unfortunately, it's just too much time off of the season just for them to catch up. And as my point I was going earlier, you know, Josh said, lean into this Cooper Rush this week. You know, definitely I would. I mean, there's really no more options, but I mean, if he's your quarterback going further after this upcoming week, it's not looking good. And Marianne threw in maybe Mason Rudolph trade. He's not too good either. So I'm just going to give you a fair warning about that one.
And I think initially everybody said Jimmy. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, I think of all the options, every single option out there, everybody knows I love Jimmy Garoppolo, so this would be like literally the best case scenario for me, just me as a Cowboys fan. I would love that. I don't want Cam Newton, by the way. Nope, Jeff. I just seen it. He threw it in right here. I don't want that. Nope. No Cam Newton. No Colin Kaepernick. No chance. I think you go out. You bring in Jimmy Garoppolo. He's on an expiring contract anyways. Kyle Shanahan basically said, let's make it happen. He said along the lines of, hey, the phones are always open. There's any player, let us know. So if Jerry Jones and them want to do it, I think realistically, you go into this game, see how Cooper Rush does. If Cooper Rush plays horrible, you got to do something. You got to salvage. Jimmy's contract isn't huge. They re-incentivized. It's a 1-year deal. Mathematically on the cap and on the books, it makes perfect sense. Jimmy can make money by winning games and playing in football games. It's not guaranteed money at all. It's all incentivized. So why not go out and get him? He's on an expiring contract. That doesn't mean he's your quarterback for the rest of the year. But let's also not forget Jimmy Garoppolo as a starting quarterback has an unbelievable starting record. I know we can talk about how bad he is and yada yada yada, but that'd be the best case scenario. Big Ben, I don't even do that. I would welcome it in. I mean,
I wouldn't. Trust me. I'd probably send him. I'd send him packing.
No.
I'd probably say
he
no.
would never do that.
I'm good.
Even Romo, I know people were making jokes with me like, "Oh,
hey, I mean, listen, Romo might be a little better. I definitely think about getting
days.
Romo in there.
His days are definitely done. Yeah. He's like pushing over 40 now. He's probably not even in shape like that. But I think Jimmy, dude, get Jimmy here. Give up a 3rd-round pick. I don't care. Salvage your season. Do a little double doozy. Go get Ayuk. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Give up a 3rd and a 1st and go get Ayuk. Get some more production. I'm totally kidding with that. That'd be amazing. But if they could get Jimmy Garoppolo, that would salvage some things, Ben. And yeah, I mean, I still think that there's an issue either way offensively with the Cowboys, but I'd feel a lot more comfortable with Jimmy G under the helm for the next, like you said, if it's 4, if it's 6, if it's 9 weeks moving forward. So. Rob, I would imagine. I mean, at this point, I might as well, because then I can't get mad at anyone but myself if I go out there and slick the pig skin. Fitzmagic, yeah, these are all decent options, but they have something.
We don't need. Sorry, Josh, we don't need all these old guys. I mean, come on, can we get some younger guys in there? To be honest, I know you didn't like that one, Josh, but Cam Newton, that's something to think about. I'm just saying.
I don't want it personally. Maybe I'm wrong. But we've got Tony coming in here with a couple questions. The Pats literally have no talent, no skill players. Nobody can move the needle on this team, period. Do you honestly think San Fran is going to trade Jimmy G after that shit game by Trey Lance? Not going to happen. This is the thing, though, here with the the Trey Lance situation is they went all in on this guy. You know, they are all in. All the chips are in. You basically gave up. James made a really good point. You gave up, like, your future for this guy. They don't have a 1st-round pick in 2023, I don't think. I mean, I'm in a franchise with them in Madden. I know that's what I'm referring to, but I think that's pretty legit. I'm pretty sure that they traded up to get Lance. I know they made a couple other things happen. But I think they're all in on Lance. I mean, I think it's smart to keep Jimmy there because as like an insurance policy. But I know Kyle Shanahan said, hey, he literally said, I should find the quote within the next couple minutes. I will literally find the quote. But he was basically saying, the phones are open if they want to make something happen. As for any player, let's make it happen. I'm quickly trying to pull it up here. Here we go. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan was asked, this is from a Cowboys reporter with a check mark, was asked if Dak Prescott's injury opens up the possibility of trade talks with the Cowboys for Jimmy Garoppolo. And I quote, this is from Kyle Shanahan, the head coach's, he literally said this. This is his words. Just like all players will listen to anybody on anything, that never changes for any player or coach. Keywords here. Will always listen to anybody. That's him in a professional way saying, we'll make the deal with you. So do something, Dallas. I don't know. I'll give it a week with Cooper Rush, though. I'm still in the midst of rant and stuff, but yeah. Because I know we got to get to our week 2 picks, but yeah.
And that's all I'm giving to Josh. That's it. Just a week for him.
If it's bad, it's bad, Ben. I think this is a perfect time to just roll into the Cowboys predictions for week 1. But if it's bad, then yeah, just, I'm just going to go out and say we lose this game. I can kind of mesh these two together. I think we lose by 10. I got to hope that the offense can do anything better. I know that Dak Prescott's not out there, but Jerry Jones believes in this talent and everything within the organization. At least let's do more than 3 points. I'll say they lose 21. I said 10 points. I'll say they lose I'll say that they lose 21 to 10, 10, 11 points, 20 to 10, something around there. They can their defense can maybe keep them somewhat in it. They're going to lose to the Bengals. Jamar Chase is probably going to have a field day. But I think that the defense can keep it somewhat manageable. You got to pray that Cooper Rush can do his thing. I got the Bengals here. There's not much I can really lean on here for Dallas.
Yeah, I got Bengals too. This is gonna be a blowout, Josh. Sorry. This is they're pretty pissed off right now, the Bengals. Obviously after that week one loss, so they're gonna need a bounce back. I think Jamar Chase is just gonna run wild. T. Higgins probably still injured. I gotta get a little injury update on him, but even without him, I just don't think this Cowboys offense can keep up with the Bengals. So I mean, just hate to keep it a little quick and short with this one, but this one, if you want a lock too, this isn't my lock. Actually, I gotta double check that just to make sure. I don't believe this is my lock of the week, but no, it's not. But if you want another lock of the week, I would go heavily on this Bengals one. Sorry, Josh.
It's legit. It's legit, Ben. Let's move on to the Steelers and Patriots. I was gonna try and save them
Big
for the
week.
back, but I can't save them for the end. Um, I don't know. Do we let the Steelers fan go first, or do we let me go first?
Hey, listen, I'll take it, Josh. This is easy. We got this win. We got this one. Everyone knows I'm always hard on them. I'm never giving the Steelers wins, but coming back into Heinz Field, yeah, we know it's Acrisure, but we'll call it. I know they're trying to get Pack the Act going, but it's still Heinz Field. I'll say both. I'll say both over here, but I think this Pats team is in shambles right now too. It's not too bad of shambles. It's not, let's tear this whole thing down and start over. But I mean, like Tony said, there's really no offensive weapons out there. Offensive line shaky. Uh, no offensive coordinator. I mean, I'm trying to think of some more weapons. Like I mentioned earlier, if Ty Montgomery's getting the only score, that's a problem. Didn't really see anything from Devontae Parker. I can't really think. Kendrick Bourne didn't really get too much playing time. He had a nice explosive play, but didn't really see too much of the field, which kind of makes you wonder what was going on there. Running game didn't get going. Josh, I just got nothing on that one. Nick DeVos coming here said take the Steelers in the points. Let's take the under in that one. So I got the Steelers win this one. Even with this offensive performance and without TJ Watt, I think this defense is still good enough to just hamper anything the Patriots are going to do. Steelers get this one. This is going to be a big win for us going 2-0. And I just love playing the Patriots. It's going to be a big Sunday. Big Sunday, Josh. Big game at 1:00. I always love when they come into town. It's always good when they go up to Heinz Field too. We don't have to go to Foxborough. So I believe it's the first game without Brady too. We're playing them against Brady. So without Brady, I should say. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I got the Steelers winning this one. Sorry, Pats fans. It's going to be 0-2 start. Like I predicted, Josh. Again, another prediction might be coming true for me. I said they'd start out this way, so just want everybody to be on the watch for that.
We got a couple comments trickling in here.
Let's go. Let's hear. I'm surprised. Come on. I wanted to hear it from all the Pats fans.
We've got Jeff. My Pats 10 win model is already broken. 21-17. Patriots is his prediction. We got Rob coming in. Steelers about a win. Nick DeVos to take the Steelers and the points. Wow. He is basically guaranteeing a win. And Rob saying always bet the over. I would 100% disagree.
Yeah.
Look at that game that Ben thought was going to be a shootout. That was 19-3.
Yeah.
They literally covered the under by like an underwhelming amount for that Cowboys-Bucks game. But I don't know. Yeah. I would rather lean towards the over, generally speaking, but Rob is just being a funny guy. Good game here. I can speak to the Kendrick Bourne thing. I do know that in training camp he had some issues dropping, and there were some issues. Remember everything that scuffle that happened? Maybe that was a little bit of a reprimand from Bill Belichick saying, we're not going to start you for a little bit. We know Bill Belichick's done that in the past. That's probably what the case was there. And I heard something like he missed a meeting. There's definitely something happening internally with him. I'm pretty sure you can bank on him being there for most of the game next week. I know there's a rumor floating out. Robert Kraft talked to Bill Belichick. I don't think that's true. I think we'll see him out there this week, and I think the Patriots sneak this one out in Heinz Field. You gotta hope Mac Jones plays a lot better. They went out and they got some playmakers. I know the Steelers have a very good defense as well. Miami has a very sneaky defense. I think that they're gonna. I think the Patriots do pull this out. Lean on that ground game a little bit. I know the Steelers got a tough defense, as I mentioned, but I think you should see a little bit more of a bounce back between Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. You don't want to go in an 0-2 hole, especially when your tough stretch isn't even happened yet. I think the Pats win this one in an absolute good defensive, low-scoring game. I think it's either going to be like one way or the other. Like it's either like an absolute shootout or it's like a real low-scoring game. I don't think that's going to be a blowout. I don't think either team's going to blow the socks off. I'll say the Patriots win 24-20 or 24-21. They win by a field goal, however that happens, or a late touchdown. Ben is back, by the way, Aaron. And yeah, I got the Patriots in this one. I can't see them falling down 0-2.
Yes, Aaron, Ben is back, and hopefully we get a victory here. Hopefully I get to see us beat the Pats. I know Josh is going to go on the other side, but got to respect that. Listen, it's Bill Belichick. You can never count these guys out. I'm a little scared to, it's always tough facing the Patriots after a loss. It's been rare most of the years, but especially when it does happen, they come to play. So we got to remember that. But I think just this new personnel, Josh, it's just not up to par right now. It's just these receivers, this offensive line, and this lack of play calling is just not a good combination for Mac Jones and a good young quarterback, which quarterback like Tom Brady would just be able to just breeze right through and he'd be able to correct everything. And I think that's what happened for so many of those years. So it's a little bit in turmoil right now. Patriots secondary a little banged up too. Like Rob said, I mean, no TJ Watt, so that's going to be huge. Like you were mentioning, Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris could get going again because of that. Probably see a bounce back game from them. I know we had a nice, in the second half, but kind of got away from us, our Russian defense, but we started out well. I mean, that was another big issue I wanted to get into from the offseason. Ever since, the Dalvin Cook and Austin Eckler game, I think Dalvin had like 300 yards on us. And Eckler had pretty close. So, I mean, the rush defense was not good last year, so that was a positive sign to see. I know game kind of got away in the second half. It was, I'll blame it on the game for that one. It was just a classic. So the Bengals are going to have to move the ball down the field. That offense is too good to get stopped every time. So I'm going to be watching out for that in this Pats game. If they can get that run game going, control the pace of the clock with that, we could be in some trouble from the Steelers' point of view because our offense pretty much in the same spot. We can't get anything going. That was, I don't know how many times I saw those quick 3-and-outs. We got a huge stop, and then the Bengals already had the ball back. Kind of confusing, kind of getting our defense pretty tired. So don't want to see that, especially with that TJ. Still going to stick with the Steelers. I think just the talent puts us over, and hopefully Mitch can prove me, get me back.
I think we might have had a quick little freeze there from Ben. I agree with him. I do think at times the Steelers' offense went cold and went stagnant. Hey, at the end of the day, though, Steelers fans know they got the win. That's all that matters. We got Rob chiming in here as well. Ben, go take TJ's spot Sunday. He's just being a funny guy. Rob knows Ben obviously can't. He tried to save me to try to play for the Cowboys. That obviously didn't work out well. So we're going to move forward. We'll wait for Ben to kind of just come back. He said his laptop is going through some technical difficulties, so I'll kind of carry on throughout here. This is my lock of the week, ladies and gentlemen. We have the 0-1 Atlanta Falcons going up against the also 0-1 Los Angeles Rams. I think if you looked at that game last week for the Rams, you realized they went up against the Bills. It was a game which a lot of people have as the Super Bowl contenders, the front runners. Not the front runners, excuse me. That's not the correct word. The Super Bowl favorites, the Bills. I think this is a game you can almost. Yeah, 40 burger is heavy, Rob. But I do think I can smell a blowout here at home. I know Matt Stafford's a little shaky, and things aren't completely great in Los Angeles moving into this game. And I will say the Falcons did play very well against the Saints, which I was absolutely surprised about. I'm not going to take this game as my survivor pool. Actually, I might take this game as my survivor pool take. I was thinking about maybe going against the Jets with the Browns, but I don't know about that. This could be an excellent lock of the week, Nick. At home, hopefully Cam Akers can maybe do his thing. And like Rob said, there's no way that this team should go 0-2. They've got Bobby Wagner on the defensive side of the ball. They've got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. They've still got studs on offense. I mean, look at how well Cooper Kupp played against the pretty good defense of the Bills. I don't know. I think the Rams by 10 should be a lock. You never know in football, and it worries me a little bit about Matt Stafford's injury, but I will say I have the Rams in this one. That's my lock of the week. Still waiting on Ben. He's got like a little technical difficulty thing going on, so I will also just shoot over to my upset of the week, which may surprise a lot of people. I was waiting for a particular person to watch the podcast. However, he is not able to watch the podcast right now, so he won't be able to see it. But my upset of the week this week, huge one. We've got the Tampa Bay Bucks traveling into New Orleans. I got the Saints. I don't know how you can go against the Saints in this one on paper. I know it's Tom Brady and yada, 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 but I'm pretty sure the Saints are 4-0 against him in the regular season, or 3-0. I know that they didn't have Jameis Winston got hurt early last year, so they didn't have him in the second game versus the Saints, versus the Bucks. But I like the Saints in this one. At home, they didn't look too good in week 1, but Jarvis Landry looked amazing. They still have a very good, strong offensive core there. They've got Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, the rookie who looked okay in the week 1. We've got Alvin Kamara. The defense is loaded up. And as we know, this is Tom Brady's kryptonite. The New Orleans Saints, I like them as my upset of the week. I'm kind of conflicted because I know the Bucks came out, and I know it sounds a little weird because obviously the Bucks just beat the Cowboys, so maybe some people are going to think I'm holding a little bit of animosity, but I like the Saints in this one. As Rob said, I hope he just yelled, "Let's go, Josh," with a fist bump, because Zach is probably one of the first people to chime at me when I go against the Saints, whether they end up winning or losing. He really takes my opinion with a grain of salt, so I love that. And overall, I just think if you look at the Saints' history against the Bucks, I like them in this one. That's my upset of the week. Ben is still not back, so we're not going to quickly go into a couple of his takes. However, let's catch up with the chat. We've got Aaron Ann coming in here through Facebook saying, "I love the layout now with the live chat." Thank you, Aaron. I like that too. It's a good way, we want to get our Twitch users, our YouTube users, which have been a little dry, but we want to get them involved. We want everybody to be able to see on Facebook the live chat, so I'm glad we got that going. And Jeff saying there's got to be a better survivor pool pick than the Rams against the Falcons. There probably is a better one. I just liked that lock of the week. Rams at home. You've got to assume that this is a potential Super Bowl favorite in the Rams. You've got to think that they're going to handle business against a Falcons team that not a lot of people expect much of. So that's kind of why I took them as my upset lock of the week. And Rob, completely forgot, Garrett Cole is on the mound. He said, great, Yankees down versus the Red Sox. That's not a good sign. Yeah, that's a tough one. We've got Ben here. I'm not sure if he's good to go yet. Ben, we got you. Are we with you? I think he's got, it's saying his audio is off. I'll give him a little reminder there. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, back to Jeff's point. I was kind of teasing the Browns over the Jets. I don't know how much I trust Jacoby Brissett as my lock of the week. But Rob coming in, Ben hit Wi-Fi bill, hop off his back. Poor Ben can't catch a break with the Wi-Fi. That's all right.
That's tough,
No
man.
worries.
That's all right. That's my fault. My fault.
Hey, it worked out. We killed bird with one stone. Two birds with one stone. I was able to bang out my upset of the week, Ben, which I took the Saints over the Bucks. It's my upset of the week. I like it at home.
I was taking one of those. I was looking at that one.
And lock of the week is the Rams over the Falcons. I like that one. I think that they should handle business at home. I'm a little skeptical of Matt Stafford, Ben. I was kind of telling everybody about that, the viewers. A little skeptical of that. He's got some weird tennis elbow thing going on. But I do know they played the Bills week 1. I know they got killed, but they still put up like 21 points. They're a Super Bowl favorite. I will say, I forget who it was, but it was somebody on NFL Network. Let's calm down. It's week 1. It's a tough game. The Bills came in there with some animosity. So, yeah, those are some of my, that's my lock and my upset of the week. Let's turn to you, Ben, for your upset of the week.
I like that one, Josh, from you with that Rams one. Listen, Rams, Bengals are solid locks. I already mentioned that Bengals one, but teams that just need to beat up on some teams after a tough week 1. I know it's tough for the Bengals with the Cowboys, but looking at the Rams too, if you're looking at another solid lock, playing the Falcons, the Falcons are coming to Los Angeles, so that's hopefully another one. Hopefully a big time win for the Rams. My upset, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Got the Dolphins upsetting the Ravens. It's at Baltimore, so it's a little bit of an upset right there. I think Kyle Fuller's out for the season already. Ravens already lost a key member in the defense. So what's new? Someone's got to figure out what's going on with their training staff, how they're losing so many players like that. In all seriousness, they got to figure that out. Lost half their defense last year and already off to a tough start. I just like this Dolphins team right now. Like Josh mentioned earlier, they got a solid, sneaky little defense over there. And this offense is just going to be run through Tyreek. You already saw it in that week 1 against the Patriots. Obviously, last week, I should say. He just torched them all over. Going to be a little bit of a better defense, but I think the Dolphins are going to, capitalize on some of those injuries already. And I get a little upset for them. My lock, pains me to say it, but I got the Brownies. I got the Brownies as my lock. I see Josh laugh. Someone pull up some of these comments. I got to get everything going. Some of the other friends probably killing me.
Rob saying when Ben's Wi-Fi goes out, he slams his hand on the keyboard and yells.
Yeah, no,
I can only imagine you don't do that, but
I don't. I stay a little calmer. I'm a little more confused. That one, the screen wasn't on Wi-Fi. The computer just lagged down on me, so that one's a little easier, but I always can tell because, I'm just frozen and Josh isn't moving and nobody's reacting to what I'm saying. So that's a little weirder, but I don't get angry like that, Rob. Don't worry. It's only sometimes when it's really bad. But I got you, Rob, for this one. Your Brownies locking it up. They're playing the Jets. Pretty much just take anybody that's playing the Jets these first 4 weeks with Joe Flacco. They're just going to run the ball down their throats. My Jets prediction was pretty tough. So, I believe I said it was either the Dolphins or the Jets that will sweep the Patriots. So one of my predictions is still alive. I don't think the Jets are going to do it. So I got the Browns as my lock this week, Josh. Pains me to say it.
Hey, that's fair. That was one that I even said when you were gone for a second, I flirted with a little bit. Obviously, we can't pick the exact same lock, but it's something that I've really thought about from our survivor pool of the week, pick of the week, excuse me. Quickly too, we got like a minute here, a couple other games. Interesting games. Quickly wanted to say, we got some interesting ones on week two. The slate for week two. We've got the Vikings, Eagles wrapping it up on Monday night. We've also got Titans, Bills. Jared knows as much as the Titans just lost that one. They always give the Bills a hard time. What else do we got? An interesting game here too. I think what could be a very close one. Panthers, Giants. I would stay away from that one completely. Maybe Giants go 2-0. That'd be kind of crazy. You got the Raiders, Cardinals. That's an absolute thriller there. Yeah, Lions and the Commanders. We've got some good upcoming games. And then how could I forget? Probably the best game of the week on paper. Chargers traveling into Kansas City. I'm going to make my pick for this one before we get off. You know I love the Chargers. My second team. I love Justin Herbert. My guy, Justin Sherbert, as Zach likes to call him. I know Keenan Allen's up in the air. That Chiefs crowd, I think it's just going to be too much. I will say, though, I still have the Chargers to win that division, but that's a tough matchup. I don't know if they're ready this early in the season to go into Kansas City and win. And just the injuries have me a little concerned with Keenan Allen. That's his go-to guy there. Mike Williams didn't play too hot in week one, so he would have to kind of carry more of the load, especially without Keenan Allen. I like this one. I like the Chiefs beating the Chargers for Thursday Night Football. I hope that's an absolute classic, and I hope I'm wrong because I like the Chargers a lot. But we've got some great Week 2 matchups coming up. Before I turn it to Ben to close, as I always do, also just wanted to mention we will be doing a giveaway soon. We also have massive news on the mend soon, so just stay with us, folks. I know some people have been antsy about a live show. That's the only tease I'll throw out. Stay with us. We're making things happen, so stay with us for that. And also just wanted to say as well, we will have our week 2 picks for you guys on Thursday, as well as our records. I'll quickly go back and rifle through those, so you guys will be able to see the full list of the teams that we're taking in week 2. So give those a peek, guys. I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. As always, we really appreciate the support and sticking through with us through our technical difficulties that we've had since even day one, because that stuff is, super credit to Ben for being a trooper and hopping back on the show. I know what it's like to deal with that technical difficulties. It's not fun. So, but yeah, before I give it off to Ben, it's a clown show in Dallas. That's it.
Love that theme for the week, Josh. And I appreciate everyone sticking with us and always showing out for us with the comments and everything. Always appreciate that and pushing us through the show. You guys are the show, so appreciate that for you guys. I got the Chiefs in that one. No Thursday night matchup right there. Just want to get my take. Chiefs. Come on, Herbert better show out for me in fantasy, but like Josh mentioned, Arrowhead could be too much for those Chargers, especially without Keenan Allen. That's going to be huge. And Rob, you got to wear my Jerome Bettis jersey with pride, man. You got to wear the bus with pride. That's all I got to say.